participation to say what is the adequacy of public participation. What is the extent of public participation? I agree with you. Previously, but now constituency from your constituency, maybe it's Mumias, or it's Vihiga, or it's Kandui, they go to the office of the MP of Kandui. Ramui Gazette Enyanga, Chamo office, all interested because public participation is voluntary. You don't have to drag anybody to go and participate.
Okay. Naka national schools kano?
National schools? I don't want to have a mutrap here, Rikiji, Yehubolambo, national schools, Chile Central, Vandovan, Sevechamota. What I've advised our MPs, who will CDF. And CDF has grown, every constituency gets a minimum of about 120, 130, 40 million per year. If you go to Alliance here, Babandu Bakiambu Bombaha extreme mundala from Form 1 to Form 4. Ebukulava Nakwa Mamukiambu, as the rest of the school under its establishment takes from the whole country. I've told our MPs we're wholly the same for all our national schools. The purpose of a national school is to build national cohesion. Bo omo anaka hamalo yangalana nelimolo anyalakecha kaso ma St. Peter's Mias kama nyambo there are other Kenyans are mixer to build a nation. Lakini for the advantage of locals, kubola babungembo pull resources together. The national government irerava ananebali 600 in a year. Nenywe na nyumubanende one stream. Ebukula vana from your county. Vana aba mix and all the children from elsewhere. Naonene basoma bamanyambo a quarter year of county hosting this school, you're still taken care of. And that's what is being done in other places. So Lianelli, Mreo Babunge Befwe, I have advised them, are they doing this? Yes.
Bwana Spika, maswali mawili. Swali la kwanza, mahakama kuu ilitoa uamuzi ya kwamba CDF is unconstitutional. Speaker wa bunge na nakunukuu ulisema CDF is here to stay. Maswali mawili. Swali la kwanza, wewe ni speaker ambaye unasaidia wabunge kuvunja sheria kwa sababu sasa wabunge wanataka CDF bado iendelee kuwa mikononi mwao. Na swali la pili, what is the future of CDF now that speaker mwenyewe anasema CDF is unconstitutional? Hakuna
sheria imevunjwa. Hii mambo iko mahakama, kwa hivyo sikunyawaka kuchula in detail ta. A high court yabole CDF is unconstitutional long back. Bunge ya vireyo ya abisia a new bill NGCDF. Vandu bacha mukoti valma the same way vali a bill a sharia CDF is unconstitutional in the high court. Appeal ilio mu court of appeal. What does the constitution say? A matter pending on appeal is not concluded. Number two, the same high court yabo lambo, while CDF in their view unconstitutional, they have given it a live window up to June 2026 this year. The matter in court of appeal. There's an appeal coming. I think the judgment will later this month or early next month. Why did I say CDF should not be done away with? Never parliament without CDF. Never parliament with CDF. I know the difference. Chiloji constituency mkenya muno chihaba na kumaendeleo ya national government apart from CDF. Schools have been built. Administrative centers have been constructed. Bursaries to educate dispossessed families' children have been done. And we should help the government, the parliament, and wananchi. Hata na uchemu wananchi, when I send out public participation on the proposed law to change the constitution to anger CDF, you can't believe it, 90% of Kenyans, and we did it in every constituency, said they approve of the existence of CDF not be done away with. Those are public views.
Swali la mwisho, Bwana Spika, kabla tuende kwa mambo ya uchumi Western Kenya. kwa mambo ya shule, wanafunzi sasa wanarudi shuleni. And
Yes.
Western Kenya tumeona wanafunzi wengi sana wana shida ya karo.
Yes.
Na wakati kulikuwa na mchakato mzima wa maneno ya kuweka bursaries na scholarship pamoja, wewe kama speaker mwaka uliopita ulipeana amri kwa clerk wa bunge aone ya kwamba ameleta sheria kujumuisha hii pesa pamoja. Je, tumefikia wapi, ama ilikuwa tu maneno
ya sheria
ya kisiasa?
Hapana, speaker wa bunge haongei mambo ya siasa, anaongea mambo ya sheria. Mimi niliwaambia wabunge, si nimewaambia sekubole laona speaker sa draft ange sheria ta, sa debate ange sheria ta, sa pange kura mbunge ta, wana mashauri. And this matter is still out there. Nocha out there, nababola nandi, nocha mu village MCA aline basari, governor aline basari, ombunge aline basari, minister wa education aline basari, presidential office aline presidential basari, vikuli biene bilala biana chibasari, commercial bank yana basari, Coop bank yana chibasari, Equity bank yana chibasari. Nora kama pesa kanala course in one basket. I can tell you without fear of contradiction, we can have free education for our children from nursery to university. Sikile chibasari jinonga noana chindale chitibila zakariani. Umuntu acha bukulo wa MCA na acha wo mbunge sa disclose khali anyol leta. Bamuelesi amao acha wa governor sa disclose khali anyol leta. And there's no mechanism ye kucheka kisondio na anyol le basari wo mbunge. Kumanya kuriena ye kumustop si kucha kubukula chilingi wa governor. Namwe kucha kubukula ya ministry. Chilingi jinonga chitibila ngakariano if you consolidated all these money. Kila chilingi cha MCA cha mamusikopo ya serikali, cha mbunge cha mamusikopo ya serikali, cha governor cha mamusikopo ya serikali, cha president cha mamusikopo ya serikali. Nota someone in the church banks, these flying wings and whatever, norala kama pesa. I can assure you my daughter will have free education for everybody. Lakini speaker service yange sheria. That was my thought, and it's up to those who make the laws to think about it. You know, there was resistance from quarters for vested interests. So, esengana na ushauri, I leave it there.
Tuzamie maswali ya uchumi, Bwana Speaker, na kwa utendakazi wako na maono yako kama kiongozi wa jamii ya Mlembe. Je, unaweza sema ya kwamba jamii ya Mlembe imefaidi na labda kuna miradi ipi ambayo wewe mwenyewe umeidhinisha kama Moses Wetangula ambayo imefaidi jamii ya Mlembe?
Unajua, swali hilo si sahihi. Kwa sababu mimi kama speaker, are you asking to me as speaker or in my life in politics?
In your life, juhudi zako wewe mwenyewe kama
mimi
Moses
kama
Wetangula,
nikiwa kiongozi
wa Mlembe.
Vitu vingi vimefanyika. Kwanza nilikuwa mbunge wa Sirisia. So I localized in Sirisia as a member of parliament. Zile vitu nilifanya za shule, za health facilities zenye nilijenga. Wakati niliingia kama mbunge hatukuwa na stima hata inji moja katika Sirisia. By the time I left, Sirisia ilikuwa na stima karibu kila mahali. Kutoka Ruahaha, ukija Sirisia, ukija Chwele, ukija Nalondo, ukija Skata, ukienda Kabuchai, ukienda Mkuyuni, nilikuwa nimeweka stima kila mahali kama mbunge. Shule zote nilikuwa nimesaidia. Without CDF nilikuwa ninajenga shule. CDF ilipokuja nilikuwa ninajenga shule. Na ukienda kuangalia audit hakuna swali lolote kwa kazi yangu. Nilichimbua boreholes kila mahali, nikajenga zahanati na dispensaries everywhere. I reduced the walking distance ya watu kwenda hospitali in my constituency of Sirisia from 15 kilometers to 3 kilometers when I was an MP. Nikakuja nikakuwa senator. Kazi ya senator ni kuenda kwa Senate kupigania kwa ugavi ya pesa, kupeleka nyumbani, gawa na kufanya kazi. Lakini nikiwa na ushawishi katika serikali, ni mambo mingi tumefanya. Mambo mingi sana. Ukienda Bungoma sasa, wakati nimeleta huko Madaraka Day, ukiingia Bungoma, barabara salami ni mingi. Kizondio wewe unajua. Tumejenga stadium mpya kule Bungoma. Tumejenga State Lodge kule Bungoma. Sasa Western tuko na State Lodge ngapi? 2. Ya Kakamega, ya Bungoma. Tumeleta the only passport issuance office. Watu wetu walikuwa wanaenda Eldoret, Kisumu o Nairobi. Sasa mtu kutoka Trans Nzoia, mtu kutoka Mount Elgon, mtu kutoka Malava, Teso, anaingia Bungoma, 2 weeks ako na passport, anaenda nyumbani. Tumekata gharama. Pia tumeleta hospitali. Level 6 hospital Kakamega inajengwa. Level 6 hospital Bungoma tunamalizana na ADB, hivi karibuni inaanza kujengwa. Itapunguzia watu wetu kwenda Eldoret MTRH, kuja Kenyatta National Hospital, kuja Kenyatta University kwa matibabu, watakuwa wanatibiwa katika region yetu. Hiyo ni kazi tumefanya. Nilianzika kwa kumhesabia mabarabara. Kama ni ushawishi tukiwa katika serikali, hiyo ni ushawishi tumefanya na wenzangu kuhakikisha barabara zimekwama, zinaanzishwa, zinaendelea sasa. SGR sasa itafufuliwa kutoka kule imekwamia Naivasha kwenda mpaka Malava. Ipitie Kisumu, ingie Butere, ipitie Bungoma, Mumias, ingie Malava. Hiyo iko mbioni ya kufanyika. Barabara zetu kubwa zenye zina uchumi yetu inategemea Malava, Nairobi, Busia, Kisumu, Mau Summit. Hizo barabara zote mulisikia rais akitaja katika hotuba yake bungeni kwamba zinaenda kwa dual, kuhakikisha kwamba tunapunguza ma-accidents, tunapunguza mwendo wa kuchukua katika barabara na kusafirisha shehena za uchumi. Hiyo ni kazi tumefanya.
Mami denya mkura wena we mianda chobolanga chibulie mikali zaidi chiso roho itsa audo kubodera ho ade budget kali aude tayari te mapesa kabi kwa kokasi mianda chenecho alafu lile bodi akabiri kulinende right of property ownership kulona kanende article 40 ye katiba audo kubodera ha abundua we kolomani bali wakamanya fyaka bifitsiranga abamenye be kolomani ba kupinganga mpanga undi kuhuyibo khurila mikunda chabo undi khulona khane nawe kama speaker nende ibunge ishibala sha Kenya ipangangire no khulila mbu likuwa lya abantu kuba nende haki yo kumenya obe nyanga litusibo mwana.
2 things. One, kama kwa Ikolomani is very sensitive, as you know. Kulina and the massive deposits of gold in Kakamega. You remember the gold rush in Rosterman in 1928. Wazungu kila mtu alikuja huko kuenja a gold mine. Nekatibe volambo nolinende kama lobako hata serikali kuu ni yenye kuhola siozi like now this mining. There must be prompt and adequate compensation to the owners. Then that constitution also says there must be public participation wananchi vamavabole how they want it. 3, kwabisi sheria ya mining. Bo in the event mining yanja abundu benefits lazima chiche hu umwene liloba wabanalio a community yalinda a mali hiyo, a county under which that falls, then the national government, then the investor. We have that law. The remainder is a process. How you go about it and how you get everybody kill them, we need to do these things. Chinyanga ndio serikali has never move out, we are doing this, chawa. Lazima serikali eche explain levandu bo emali lianano emali la yeta sibala including yourself. I can tell you Kenya has enormous mineral wealth, but when you look at our economic survey and our figures in our GDP, you hardly find mining there. You find remittances, diaspora, you find coffee, you find tea, you find services, and so on. So, Hoenyebwa as a country, and I've told our MPs, I've also advised our president, that on our highway to Singapore, mining will play a great role. The mining will play a great role, lazima huben and harmony, consensual relationship, kati ya wananchi veka maloba, nende serikali, nende wawekezaji wawecha who exploit those minerals for the benefit ya wananchi, ya county, nende ya serikali. Your other question was on?
In terms of the roads, mianda chili bulia kali chili budgeted, alafu bore we kono manano kali kono kali nawe so far likwelo lya khala bandrobulei nomba munjelela linda itawe.
First, I caution against unnecessary and unhelpful politicization of every situation. Sikia vindu vila vilio vya economy, vindu vila vilio vya siasa. No manyo wana siasa, ulini abona sindu kenye wakeambileho anyole umaarufu without looking at either the benefits or the consequences. So I advise my colleagues walimu siasa, some of these things, it is very easy kuihalasi nende wananchi, nende serikali, in a structured manner, county governments, national government, leadership, that is part of life. So that when mukachula, you can either say yes, like I always say, even no is an answer. Yes.
Abada siwe mukunda kwenoko kwe igolde ibodokuba around 680 billion shillings. Shindi shinyalo kwiko kali abamenyi bekolomani benabo. Shibe so kwikombola mukunda cha butawe. Shina shikenya kana shikolisha.
I have no doubt, my friend, that if these residents and citizens are explained properly, they will understand. In life, economists will tell you everything is for sale as long as the price is right. I'm sure there are people who, if talked to, nombololi, if elias yanano, what this, your benefit is this. The government can easily go under and mine the gold as you live on top. It is possible. You can start a mining duct 5 kilometers away and come and mine under my house here without even my knowledge. And I'm living on top with my beautiful trees and my gardens. But that is not the way we want to go. We want people to be talked to. I have no doubt in my mind that people properly talked to will see the sense and will see the benefit to themselves, to their families, and to the country. The roads. All the roads I have mentioned are in the budget. The book is public, you can find it and look at it. Number two, we also have funds that are not necessarily coming through the budget. We have fuel levy that is used for road construction. Part of that fuel levy, now we have the doctrine of securitization, where you securitize the income from the levy to get bulk money from commercial banks, do the roads, and you service those loans. It's an innovative way of financing projects. You also have PPPs. Where you have PPPs, they don't necessarily have to be reflected in the budget. They're contractual. Like now we are going to do the airport. And the president has said, we must have a brand new airport in the next, by the time we go to the next elections or thereabouts. This new airport is going to be a PPP. You will not find it in the budget books. You will find it in contractual documents in the treasury. But the airport will be built. And I want to encourage Kenyans, airport in whatever way, Omundu will never go away with that airport. It remains our asset. And we are left behind. Now, India last week, you should look at airports in India. I went to Kerala to see Mheshimiwa Ferdinand. You land in Kerala, small town, the airport is 10 times better and bigger and more modern than our JKIA. and is built on PPP. So don't worry about some of these things. Whatever is government money must be budgeted and is in the budget for roads. Whatever is not in the budget, there are innovative ways of getting resources.
No, innovative ways, speaker ba president unende authority na kamani ke kubola chisilingi chino echikole sindu fulani chino chikole sindu fulani.
No. Cabinet.
Okay.
If you look at our constitution, any expenditure chirechelenga parliament tanga cha PPP chino, any PPP undertaking must go to cabinet. And once cabinet passes, sometimes they come to parliament as sessional papers for parliament to have a say. Some are signed as contracts between the national government, the treasury, and the government, and the contractual parties. Yes.
Dina kama swali kane
Yes.
kana nano liebweni kama kwa kale 6 hospital ya CJ.
Yes.
Bantu bareba sana bali kaba kariena bakira SJ. In fact balaba bola bali kama nika speaker niyo wa influencer baira SJ. Liswali liye habili kama kwa kauchumi nga lidi hapo lile Zoya.
Yes.
Zoya yabele kisungu mukuti sana. Bantu bareba no mukambeina mwabola muri Zoya bakarere emashini mpya kaba kariena bakola leasing seli mashini mpya tawe kubera kunende balimi bakharungwa ta kunende bafanya kazi bakharungwa tawe likole ne linania sana alafu liye khataru bakholi ba pani paper kwaba newe PH gavana mwayira chisendi balala babola banyola chisendi bandi bakhanyola paka saa ino tawe onoba korosi na sibi alafu liye khane eparapara misiku brigadier ineliwa kweli eparapara ineliwa kweli speaker.
Number one, CJ is a name of Bungoma town. Kisondio, and I think I saw you there. Now land a hospital, yenye bwa yombahwe town. I don't know land members club we move. Babukule kumalo babachibole ku KMTC. Babandu ba ADB becha Bungoma. I was not part of the team. We nenda our governor, nenda our MCS at Kibabi University. Vahola public participation, va discuss about around. Vanyola bulime SJ. I bought that land when I was an MP. There's a small MTC there. Probably it's going to be located there. After going around the county and assessing. I had nothing to do with it. I have nothing to do with it, but I can tell you, evele SJ, evele Bungoma Mutauni, evele Mount Elgon, evele Tongareni, evele Webuye, evele Bumula, it's in Bungoma. It is our hospital. Number two, Nzoia. Nzoia released to RAI. The terms and conditions of the lease are public. You can look at them. What was he supposed to do? To re-engineer the mill, engage the farmers, buy their cane, mill the sugar, pay them, and he assured that he'll pay every 7 days of cane delivery. And as he sells the sugar, keeps part of, there's some component of money, end of the year, omulimianyola bonus year. The taste of the pudding is in the eating. Lehanzo ya yanje kazi, we see how it does. New mill, functioning mill, whatever, eye kazi ya serikali, nende, the leasing hustle. I have never been there since they leased the factory. I'll go there when it starts working to see how it is. But when I fly over, I see there's a test run going on. So let's wait and see. I have no doubt whatsoever in my mind that farmers of Zoya are going to be very happy. I'm also a cane farmer. In fact, in Gavati side, Police and Zoya, I have planted now 20 acres of cane. And I'm a farmer waiting to harvest my cane when it starts and join other farmers. Hurungavalimi, part of the leasing agreement I was informed by the treasurer was Hurungavalimi and the Hurungavaholi until they finish. How much they have done, I don't have the figures, but I know some farmers were paid some money. I can check that and share with you. And those farmers, I'm in constant touch with them. I'll also meet them and speak with them. Pan paper, it was a long, protracted process from 2013, in fact 2010, until last year, when I convinced the government, Varak Mapesa, mu budget, and this money was based on everything that was worked out with the Union of Retirees, the current management of Pan Paper, the Ministry of Trade and Industry, and the Treasury. They brought money, we went and presented. I have no idea about who has not been paid. The only thing I had, the workers were complaining about was taxed. And when I looked at the law, terminal benefits are taxable. And nobody, not even Parliament, can forgive you from paying tax. So if you are paid 100 shillings and tax is 16% or 10% or 30%, it will be taken off. I can tell you, for example, as Speaker, my salary is about 1.6 million. I pay tax on that of 668,000 a month. We almost share half-half with the government, and nobody can forgive me from paying tax, not even Parliament, not even the President. So, and pay tax. That is the law. Final benefits, your salary, are all taxable, and nobody can forgive you for that. Misiru Brigadier, like I said, in the last budget, we put money. I have been talking to CS Chirchir. I know the contractor went back to the site. I know he has done some milestone. All we need to do is to push and make sure that road is finished. There's a supplementary coming in February. I'll ensure through the committee that something is done so that we can continue with that road.
Omwami iwe wakaba musiasa emyaka mingi zaidi ne
sana
lolwa okuba mulala kubemirisiba kisiasa khurira tsimba katsebulia aundi katana kushire kuingira mukukali ko western politics mberio khulona kani nawe myaka jo akaba musiasa kino chikira shina tsi factory tsebulia shinga khurira mwami kisana nakurebanga mukhoka kanzoia mukhoka mumiasi sugar factory Pan Paper factory tsebulia icheshina tia kwa kali ya runjira linelo ne icheshina shukunya lokula bundu nomba kubeni kunyola tsi companies factory ntsokolanga kuchaje kutsirira kunyola matunda kama mundu mulia.
You know, that's a very good question. Khubela, there are many people, Bolanga people especially, who either on the opposite of me in politics, in politics. They say all sorts of things. I went into politics in 1992. The only time we were in government was when we came in with Wamalwa and Kibaki. 2002. I was an assistant minister. 2007, I became a full minister. In 2012, 13, we went to elections. I paired with Raila as CORD. We lost elections. We went into opposition. It is around that time that Pan Paper collapsed. I remained in opposition from that time, 2012, until 2022. I was in opposition, asking questions and getting no answers. And the Hansard everywhere will bear me out. When Pan Paper was sold, I was in opposition. It was sold by government. Nzoia kiyumba, I was in opposition. I was not in government. Mumias kiyumba, Mumias was doing very well. Until 2013, 14, 15, the Mumias collapsed. I was in opposition. All this time, we came back in 2022 in government. Nzoia is what I've already told you. Least work is going on. If you go to Busia, Budalangi sugar rice mills, you will be impressed. it looks like Mwea, the work of the government in which I am now. If you go to Nasewa and see the construction of the EPZ, you'll think it's at river. Beautiful structures going on to bring investors. Nocha, Chifactory Chindi, Chichechili, Juzi, they're working. Those ones have no responsibility, they're private enterprise. Butali, West Kenya, Naitiri, and we support them. Pan paper, immediately it was sold. The government, the same government that sold it, banned harvesting of trees, and pan paper technology relies on pulp from trees. It is until now, 3 months ago, on our representation that the government took matter to cabinet. Cabinet approved that pan paper can now harvest mature plantation forests of pinus trees, cypress, and eucalyptus, which are used in pulping to make paper. So, as we speak, in my tenure in government, which started in 2022, pan paper is going to start pulping and creating paper. So, I was in opposition. What was I supposed to do? 2013 to 2022. And you know very well, during that time, President Uhuru, President UFO Kenya, for the 10 years I was in the Senate, I saw him in Western about 2-3 times. I'm sure you come from Western, you know. How many times have you seen us bring the president for development programs in Western? And he makes pronouncements. He came to Mumias. Kawel's and Bonus. No, just I Mumias. I pass there every other day. Mumias is milling. I pass over Mumias nuclears. They have planted cane. It looks very green and beautiful. Valimi, they are continuing to plant cane. Whether it's satisfactory or not is a quantifiable issue, but something is going on. Valimi Vanzoya, we have encouraged them. I have told you I'm an example. I have planted cane. We are planting coffee. This year, I am trying to plant coffee, 60 acres. And I'm encouraging every farmer. You are going to get good money because coffee worldwide is now more profitable than even any other crop.
Right.
Bwana Speaker, now that we mserikali endebe yakabaga kutwa higuru hara na oboye president yakaza Western Kenya hari kanyenge. So where are we na 30% yetu? Kobe ku percent yake sahi.
Did you
no speaker abantu bakali baba president ki trips ni chameka Western wefwe. Se chirine ende evaluate projects chimbo fanga chimbeke chindi tawe. Ukana kecha kubukana ubukana amakecha kumupira amakecha ku ukenda sana amale basi chimilioni ano chirano ano chimilioni chibili ano chimilioni chitaru basi chichi project chisiro chimpofu kabisa tawe bantu balapa bola barabara
president kecha khulonje chibarabara you know it e barabara na khulonjile yal Turbo Sekhendu is over 1.4 billion. A highway near Kalonje Rironi, which is going all the way to Malaba, is billions of shillings. That he launched in Riron doesn't mean it doesn't affect us. A hospital ya Kakamega, 6 billion, the referral hospital, Emilio, kazi, kubera contractor kaholeta down. A hospital ya Sicheini wa makumenishona is 8 billion, it is not 5 million. It is going to be done. Chisoko, Esoko ya Chwele, it is 350 million. It is ongoing. Soko kubwa mtaoni 750 million, it is ongoing. Chisoko Chili, Nocha, Kakamega, Nocha Vihiga, Nocha Busia, they're all ongoing. President Kechanga, Mukesi Yanku programs, Nocha Budalangi Rice Scheme, there is a funding of close to 3 billion to expand that scheme so that it can be as big or comparable to Mwea and Ahero. It may not be enough, but something is going on that is visible, which we can talk about. Stadium here, Kakamega, Buhungube Yakwam, the government has taken over. It is doing it to finish it so that when we go to AFCON, it can be used. Stadium ya Kandui, Nehola Madaraka Day. Contractor Babechamo, they didn't finish it. We have started with the president, we have handed it over to the Ministry of Sports. They're coming to finish it up so that it can be put to good use. So that statement is not true. Yes.
Safi urumdo sana murikirisi wirede mlembe FM kabalia Voka FM nende Sule FM bulano kwenya kubera kwinjiranga mu lilomo lya siasa tibulia ne siasa tibulia tene no mwami speaker Wetangula naba no khonya kabena no wa asilimia 30
yes, I'll come to that. Yes.
Ya msalia nende nombe wenende msalia mudavadi mwalakwa kulona kanenda mkwaka kebulia ne bandu barebanga amakwa ko bulala kwebulia shinishilango luya unity kwa kabana ku rawli muduno myaka mingi zaidi mwami bandu bajeroba kurebanga minyaka no nombe shida na bandu abaluya nomba abemirisi bebulia you know the moment
Omami speaker
no. Kwanjile 30% niyo na mahana wasayina.
No, khengira ku 30% nende siasa yebuluya ata khwabele nende luyoka Bungoma kiwanja ndeke. Bo benya bomba kho smart city. Luyoka lwabele obukhwekhwesani bemisye bayira mukoti. Alafu aba kiwanja ndeke bayile matulo ya strip. Ngoro niyo wikhala nenda ngora kabona kana kacha bindu bifwana biriena. Smart city abundu hao namwe
Kisondio wa Bungoma. First of all, Kiwanja Ndege is the property of national government. It is not the property of the county. It is not the property of any individual. Correct? Matulo is the property of the national government. Is the property of Kenya Airports Authority. Leaders ba Bungoma, all MPs, Vehalan and the president, it says in Indio. Kaba Bolali, I have a plan for the following. Namo Mbahile airstrip, the way we are developing it to be an airport. Even yesterday, the chairman of Airports Authority, Caleb Kositany, was in Matulo, and he called me and told me they are expanding the runway. In 2 months, it will be ready by 600 meters. 500 meters on the Webuye town side and 110 meters on the Nzoia side. We already have a signed agreement with an airline to do commercial flights at Matulo. Governor was tasked and he's told me he's doing it to acquire extra land, and Kositanya has told me in 3 months they'll have finished building a small terminal building, Geli Kakamega, will use Webuye airstrip. So Webuye is a Bungoma.
Yeah.
The airport at Bungoma town, which already had been grabbed by people mpaka imebaki kitu kidogo. It's only 30 acres. The national government said we are going to decommission this airport. And it was decommissioned from an airport to public land owned by the national government. And the national government said, we will put up a smart city and other facilities to grow Bungoma. And I've said, and I say it again, I wish Bungoma and Kakamega to become cities in our lifetime as our major towns. Those are some of the highways you take towards smart city. I understand people are complaining, people are making noise, people are saying, that land belongs to the national government. You can decide what to do with it. Maybe what they have not done is do public participation. I've asked the governor, call the leadership and talk to them. Except from where I sit as the Speaker of the National Assembly, I don't want to be embroiled in parochial local politics. I don't want.
Okay.
Because there are some young politicians who are throwing my name all over. I want to tell you, in my whole life, I have never, ever benefited from public land, even 1 inch. Every property I have bought. I cannot go and interfere with public land in Bungoma, my home. I don't know, we know Jahawabinale, or Vinamuitalo.
Sawa mwami, nano kuhile mu siasa yebuduya
30%.
30%. The agreement we signed as Kenya Kwanza, ANC, Ford Kenya, and the UDA, is in public domain. What did we say? Don't read it selectively. Makuli, ANC and Ford Kenya take control of the Mlembe vote in Western Kenya, in our 5 counties, and must do the following: deliver 70% of the vote. After delivering 70% of the vote, then you'll be entitled to 30% of appointments. You'll be entitled to roads, these kilometers, and those things that are there. What did we deliver? Busia, 10%. Vihiga, 40%, or slightly below. Kakamega, about 20%. Trans Nzoia, about 48%. Only Bungoma delivered 71% of the vote. So where is the contractual probity here? I just hear people say 30%, 30%. It was a conditional agreement. But what has the president done? Even with that, he still honored the agreement. Musalia is PCS. He honored the agreement. Papua Roma is speaker. He honored the agreement. We have minister. He honored the agreement. We have 7 PSs. He honored the agreement. We have several ambassadors. We can count them. He honored the agreement. The roads are going on. He honored the agreement. We agreed. We revive Nzoia. We revive Mumias. It is on course. He honored the agreement. The development that's going on anywhere else in the country will go on in Western. I have already counted for you. Did we deliver 70% as a Mlembe vote? We didn't. But he honored the bargain. Only Bungoma delivered 71%. The rest didn't. So don't read that agreement selectively. Read it in totality and appreciate it. Go on.
So kwa hivyo mwami, iminangambo in terms of representation, hudula timbakati yevulia muserikali ya bulano, hulona kanina, huli sawa nomba, hulikonda akani kenya hana kabeka tusubua kama abaluya muserikali ya bulano.
Everybody is an Oliver Twist. Thank you, but give me some more. Everywhere. Even when they have a lot, they still say, thank you, but give me some more. But no lola muserikali, holine the PCS, holine the speaker, holine the parliament, holine the majority whip in the Senate, holine the minister of Paranya as a community, holine the minister of Nahumicha as a community, holine the PSC, 7 of them, holine the ambassadors, many of them. Even so, Namwamba has been deployed from here to Kampala. Susan Nahumicha is ambassador at UNEP. We have Ken Nganga in Dubai. We have many ambassadors that we can count. We have many middle-level senior civil servants that we can count. We have Gilbert Masengeli. He is the deputy IG. We've never had a deputy IG as a community since independence. We have the commander of the Air Force, General. Before, we have the deputy army commander, the deputy Kihariri, is Omenda from Vihiga. We've not had that. We have the chairman of Central Bank of Kenya, the son of Professor Richard Musangi, called Mukite. He's from Western. We have the Commissioner General of KRA, Humphrey Watanga. We have never had that since independence. He's there in charge of KRA. We have many. We have Wabuyabo, is the head of the nuclear something in the Ministry of Health. We can count on and on and on.
Oboreni give and take umami.
Yes.
Give and take ili the man shirosho oborembo only Bungoma delivered. In terms of ya,
but the people I've counted are not from Bungoma.
In terms of no,
yes.
In terms of ya Luya unity.
Yes.
Hulona kanina mwami kama speaker. ishida ni Luya unity abimrisibe Luya that's why aundi shimonya lokore ratsikura lala mbonboranga abaluya huenjei no lenga unde bali aba central bola huengei ni balengei aundi bulia nawo bwana nushida nawe nyilobani nyola kana.
So to begin with, as a leader who comes from Bungoma, I have never and I will never say that because Bungoma is the one that delivered 71%, it should have whatever is available. I cannot and I will never say that, because I believe that our community is one and our community is part of Kenya, right? That's number one. Number two, it is also not true that Uluyas cannot unite. In 2002, we all voted behind Wamalwa Kijana when we came in with NAC, and this can happen again. We have no elections now. Judge us when elections come. And Kenya being a democracy, people vote the way they want, but we urge them, give community, no large community chindi, vandu va Mount Kenya, ne vapila Mheshimiwa Ruto, vechalala vose vamupila. Vale vefwe vanyolo, vemanga nende Raila, solidly. Vakamba, valinende Kalonzo, solidly. Let's also make a difference by standing together so that mubenende nafasi yehubanende a stronger bargaining power. Lakini siasa ni siasa. Ulimundu alneka kewe, but we continue talking to them. I'm doing my effort. Vabunge valio sai at least 90% vali united under Western Caucus. I sit with them, I talk to them and encourage them. And Nemwenya, Mount Kenya muteke seriously, Nemwenya, Nyanza muteke seriously, Nemwenya, Rift Valley muteke seriously, Mwesimuima alala, nyemube attractive to work with others. You can take a horse to the river, drinking, it's business.
Mwami, kobeha, give me somewhere ho. Now, of course, Vihiga County, no, is a Vihiga County as a whole. Kobe the modern Rwanda market, 365
you have
million
Rwanda
shillings,
market,
yes.
You have affordable housing in Mbale, you have the president has taken over the hospital in Mbale, is doing it.
Rwanda market is supposed to be completing, lakini imesimama, it's hardly at first floor. So how will we now get something probably kutumia viongozi wetu kama Moses Wetangula?
Nobody told me Rwanda market had stalled, because I talked to the area MP, Dick Maungu. I'll speak with him and I'll bring it to the attention of the PS who is responsible for these markets and affordable housing, because last time I went to, they're working. In Homa Bay, Gladys Wanga finished, they're working. In Kwale, Achane finished, they're working. In Embu, Cecil Mbarire finished, they're working. Somehow it appears where the women governors are, things have worked a lot better than the male governors. Busia, it is struggling. Bungoma, it is struggling. Kakamega, it is struggling. But I'm sure and I'm aware that the national government disbursed its share of 250. The county government is to add 250. And the agreement was, if you look at Kirinyaga, when you finish phase 1, the national government is ready to team up with you to do phase 2. So this is a question you should put to our governors when they come to you.
Kwa hivyo kaunti ya Vihiga, kaunti ya Busia na kaunti za Kakamega, zitahisi joto la weta round hii.
Pardon?
Kaunti ya Vihiga, Kakamega na kaunti ya Bungoma.
Yes.
Watahisi joto la weta round hii wakati tunafaa kudeliver 70%.
Well, I am a very positive person, and I'm sure that going to 2027, our community will stand together. The signs of the times you can see. In the Bible, Jesus, when he was asked, are you the Jesus we are waiting for? Alisema nini? Vipofu wanaona, walemavu wanatembea, wagonjwa wanapona, wenye njaa wanakula, wenye kiu wanakunywa, wewe jijibu mwenyewe. I have no doubt, mbo 2027, etimu niyo kulinayo, Mheshimiwa Paranya, babunge baka Kakamega, myself, Musalia, and all our MPs of goodwill, and those who are not presenting some positive goodwill are not more than 4 or 5. We will be together.
And if that is the case, Bwana Speaker, what is the future of Ford Kenya beyond Bungoma County?
It is not fair to limit Fort Kenya to Bungoma County. The last by-election, we won a seat in Fafi, in Garissa. We have MCS in Lamu. We have MCS in Tana River. We have MCS in Wajir. We have MCS in Turkana. We have MCS, no, don't limit us to the village. We have MCS in Masabit. We have MCS in Kakamega. We have MCS in Trans Nzoia. We have MCS in Bungoma and MPs. The party is not a Bungoma party. The fact that the leader comes from Bungoma doesn't make it a Bungoma party. Our national chairman is a Pokomo from Tana River. Our national treasurer is a Somali from Wajir. Our organizing secretary is from Busia. Our deputy party leader, one of our deputy party leaders, is Mama Millicent from Kisumu. So I resist the temptation to be localized to Bungoma. We are not a Bungoma party. We are a national party.
Mwami ndo mlango fiama filmu Kenya kwanza funakuwa mukasie shama shilala kulonekana nende ukali nomba busoro bwa kurusi ya mkuu wa serikali kwalele shama sha ANC shinga shawera na aundiwe kama Ford Kenya shimwafu na shama sha Ford Kenya tawe hatuma nende aundi mbere kutitsange kunyana kwa bola kuri na kulena handa mkuu kenako
politics na kuza ku Ford Kenya mwami speaker kama kwa ka Ford Kenya nolole kabcha ipa election yabayo Ford Kenya sayakhola bula itawe.
Correct.
Of course bandu balaba kenda babola balingine yaba clear indication nimbo akho ground Ford Kenya sayili khotawe sayili nende bandu tawe bumarufu bwa Ford Kenya.
Bungoma has 45 wards. How can you judge Ford Kenya from one ward?
Bumarufu bali bwawele bwa Ford Kenya kwa sababu okhebula wakati wa campaign yeyo in fact bandu baba ukasana wa speaker bolali khwape kura na wambuhe khengwire khwitiki khwarechana ko bifu bamala khumesa nanu sikhaye nona babola bali nola bumarufu wa Fort Kenya bwabero lino buwa. Number 2 bandu babola ba speakers akipanga basale bewe tawe sikira bumarufu bwa Fort Kenya no buwa. For example 30% wa saini omwami Chris wa Marwa babola bali wa mulekhasali wobuza sani ndena fasi fulani yosi tawe. The future is yameliri.
I'm sure you know Kitondio. But and Chris Wamalwa, I hope he's not the one who has told you to ask me this. Chris Wamalwa was the only choice of Ford Kenya to be a minister in the cabinet when we finished the elections. It's the only name we took. The appointing authority is not the speaker. The appointing authority, Alinan, president. He came back to us and said, I will ask Ford Kenya to give me a lady. I have no space for a man. He's the appointing authority. But where is Chris Wamalwa? He's the chairman of Kenya Bureau of Standards, a very major critical parastatal in the country. Kenya Bureau of Standards is the top tier parastatal at the same level as Kenya Pipeline, as Kenya Ports Authority, as Kenya Airports Authority. So it's not true that he's nowhere. That's number one. He signed the agreement because he was the Secretary General of the party. And that was the requirement. He did not sign the agreement with any promise that because he has signed, he will be something. But he was our only choice for cabinet. And he knows it. In terms of Fort Kenya and Bungoma, the party's performance, watch the general election that is coming. How it performs, then you will judge. Politics is dynamic. Mambo ya leo, siyo ya kesho, siyo ya jana. And me, I'm very confident that our people believe in our party, our people believe in us, and they'll work with us. Let the bygones be bygones, tuangalie mbele. Yes.
Kakeno oli ekuranga ya kapcha yababali yaba kene speaker nende omubunge se yaba MCA.
It was we were electing an MCA. Speaker kai mahobu MCA. Speaker Kai Mahabubunge. When I left as an MP of Sirisia and went to the Senate, I move forward, I don't move back. Even today when I leave Parliament, you'll not see me running for governor or senator. I cannot do that. That is behind me. I'm looking to better things ahead. So Zenyanele Nyumanajane Mabubunge, I have seen people who run for governor, they go back and run for MP. For me, when I move forward. Nava Mbunge, Nava Senator, this speaker, I can only go up. I cannot go back.
In fact, when I was you can only go up, Mwami.
Yes.
Say no kumanyire iwe nende Musalia Mudavadi musukumanga two-term Yomruchi William Ruto 2027. Lafu kulonda kani nawe kama speaker sai okubodera ho kama omundumulia isai no anyalo ku chapo kupara makwaka omuluya okubo muruchi weshibala sha Kenya omwaka kule nawe tsikara tene tso kulonda kani nawe sinyalo kupwele ndiye nawe mwana ne we nende Musalia wino nyalo kuba nare wimberi wo undia undi kulonda kani ndo wimberi sibebulia.
Speaker kumeda kuyago karuno limoroba lizela hagati ya chama cha ODM nende chama cha UDA kuhambana na Ford Kenya itigara hai.
To begin with, the leadership from our region is not a contest between Weta and Musalia. It is people who decide. What I know, Boholi nende arrangement nende president, we supported him 2022, Hakumu supporter for 2027. And dalili inaonekana, if you live in this country and you have eyes to see and ears to hear, it is quite clear 2027 is going to be a ride back by President Ruto, unless you don't live in Kenya. Like Chinua Achebe would say in The Trouble with Nigeria, that unless you are a stranger in Jerusalem, if you live in Kenya, you can see. And we, yes, if we have leaders who have more agreement than the president, who supporter, we supported him 2022, we supporter 2027. And we have agreed and talked. But Niena Amala, yesi alinende jukumu yako supportive to succeed him in becoming the head of state. I wanted to be a president. I'm sure Musalia wants. I'm sure the others who want. And he said Bolanga very clearly. When that opportunity is there, Nendiso Rangire, I plead with my brothers Vanonda. Now look undu Rangire, I will lead those who will follow him. I am not selfish. It doesn't matter who, as long as it's one of us. It is effort. When the time arrives, things will just evolve. In 2002, we never sat anywhere to decide that we were following Wamalo. There was no caucus anywhere. There was no retreat anywhere. There was no conference anywhere that decided that our leader was going to be Wamalwa. Wamalwa alijitokeza and we followed him. And we walked with him to State House with Kibaki. When the right time comes, Providence will provide. Or Angirene and Dise, I'll urge my brothers and sisters, Vanonda. Now Rukundi, I will also rally forces, Humulonda, because it is not about me and me and me. It is any one of us. My abilities are not limited to me. They are also available to others.
For example, utafiti ya Revoleri, Mwami George Natembeni Oli Bweni, Ebaluyanga Kingpin.
Yes.
Goro, what is your take?
I don't know the veracity of that utafiti. We will, the taste of the pudding will be in the eating. We'll see what he wants and what he can do. Na aliniyo ambasi yabandu, hallelujah. Nendise, hallelujah. Nali mundu kundi, hallelujah. Nali salasi, hallelujah. Yes.
Yue lana undi, umonye nako sa ina pole pole. Okulonda kani nawe.
Yes.
Iwe Musalia natembea nenda bembe zobo sibebulia. Winu limberu mwana.
Do you expect me to answer that? I don't blow my trumpet, but I know what I'm doing, I know where I'm going.
Kama swali kabiri umwami speaker liye bwendi bandu babola bali saina bakuwa tikiti ya 40 Kenya basopere kura tawe wanga pati lito bolo isina. Number 2 khwabona mwami timu wanyonyi nabola
Kura sina.
Khwabona mwami timu wanyonyi nabola
Kura sina, because I've already told you.
And the yosi.
I've already told you I have no intentions to walk backwards and go to parliament as an MP or senator or governor. There's only one contest left and it's up to you to guess.
Engene hiyo wewe no members bandi bono babunge senator mama county MCA basaina bamwe tikiti ya 40 Kenya sabira tawe. Number 2 kwabona mwami timu nyo na bola aranyarake makubyamba bindi bino byose alakini 40 Kenya tawe.
Yes.
What is your take?
Go and ask him. Yes. I'm not a spokesman. Yes.
Mwami komehone na Luya caucus eretahana ababunge kutra imadioli wiki barakino na igasi yabo no kola ndi bahambanya
the Western caucus.
Yes, the Western caucus.
Yes.
What is your take? Barandari za correct.
I have been working. I work very closely with them. All of them. All the MPs of Viga, all the MPs of Kakamega except one, all the MPs of Bungoma except one, all the MPs of Trans Nzoia, all the MPs of Busia. In all the functions of Chichanga, they all come. And we have been to almost each and every constituency. And they display and speak a language of uniting. Whether they mean or not, let's watch the space. But I encourage them that perceptions run faster than facts in politics. Those are very good perceptions.
Kwale mbunge wa Sirisia na borandi in a few months na mbe mukoheza moromi wa Barusha, spokesperson wa Barusha.
Yes.
How far are we?
I didn't hear him say that, and if he said that, I don't know what he meant or how he wants to go about it. You know, there is no caucus. I just told you about Wamalo. Where did the Kalenjin community sit to elect President Ruto as their leader? Where did the Kambas sit to elect Kalonzo Musyoka as their leader? Where did the Luo sit to elect the late Raila Odinga as their leader? Those are fallacious processes. People in leadership, you walk your journey, you convince people, or people get convinced in you, that is the process. Lakini banyala bako mwekhala mwabo lambo when you spokesman wewe. What if people say it is not you? Let the acceptability a leader yami mu bandu ebe organic. Bandu bakubone, bandu baku appreciate, bandu bakurekeresie, bandu bafukile nikolom. And I can tell you huche Western. Let's go to any village. Mala khulange bandu khuyikhala khulomalo. Mala wikhala rekeresi yole nani khabarekeresi yabulai. You'll have your answer. You'll have your answer.
Mwami kwani na Buhungu 1, Buhungu 2,
Did you ever see me there?
No, I did not.
Yes.
Why not?
Because I don't believe in that.
So
that you cannot bring people with buses, with rehearsed statements, and tell them, let's choose who is our spokesman. We are a community of millions of people. You cannot bring 400, 4,000 people in Buhungu, pay them and say we are getting a leader. We'll do things differently.
Are we going back to the people? Spokesperson wabo and how you will sit.
Omanyile. Efwenga leaders sekunyala kwache Buhungu na mwe Kandui na mwe Mbale na mwe Busia na mwe Kitale. Hore bandu mbe na spokesman. That is foolish. You just play your politics and engage with the people, and the people will, from their conduct and attitude, show you where the leadership is.
Omwami, for example, on the land of Mulangiro State House, kama balia bemirisi bakisiasa hurle buluya. Ne aunde muruchi yenyanga bena ulra ilomo de mo hurle buluya. Ne aunde wino nyalo kwema nendo kubola ne ulano obola kwa niaba ya bemirisi bebuluya. Ilano kumutsi ndani.
The president is our operator ngari ariotao. President has a contact with all of us, and we engage on a need basis. But when we have something about a region EFW, huchahui halasi, yesi yezune lihua, na vola, na lumbunge Rwanda, na vola alisoko EFW, kwenye homba. That doesn't make him the spokesman of the region. Na lumbunge Mount Elgon, na vola ali, that doesn't make him a spokesman of the region. Na lumbunge wa Cherenganye na vola alinenye barabara. Leadership has different dynamics, my friend. Very different dynamics. Nenyenga media stop the unhelpful habit here who profile awandu ne kuvaram pigeonholes. Ne kuvaram silos. Avano mundu fulani. I will pay for your fare to follow me to go through Western and address public meetings and go and make your decision anytime you are ready. That is how you'll gauge and find out who is listened to and what is the intensity of the listening and what is the messaging and what is the appreciation of the message.
Nakuchana kumalizi omwami honende timu ya viongozi balu ya babola bali omulu ya lasima 2027 abe khuidebe of course kwabone wenende timu yo kubola mbo 2032 encore what's your take bali babola bali lasima za 2027 so kulinda 2032 ile atai sana kwenya za 2027.
Yes, there are those who say kazi bora and babola bali bora kazi sindio. There's those who run. There are also those who also run. That is politics. Eweno chamu siasa. Wali ya bola newenya kwamba hakamechi okela
esimbone wambo
kolesimbo. Newenya kuingila wibuta. Newenya kubeya wipanga. Omundu anyafu tu khazuna bola senenya. It is one thing saying that. It's another having an impact. Look at the national profile of the country. Mahulo lembo, efwe nga a community, where are our best interests served? Museta apu, enyala ya khwambusi yanzoya, khwacha khwanja khukhola kakandi, namwe seta apu, niyo khulacha kholenzo ya karikare ne liaro lifunika ne khwakama. It's up to you to check. In politics, omundu yezi anyala khutangasa is yours. But the taste of the pudding is in the eating.
Mwami Mateba Gabiri, Teba Dikutanga, vandu kuri Western Kenya, kugeragera kobenu mdoga mula, so that komede our bargaining power mserikali.
That is a simple answer. It's a work in progress. Okay. It's work in progress. Watch the space. The problem we have with our community, ngano panga zasindo hata hata kilota silly out there. This time around we are working differently. Yes.
Mbona niyo neri hako mradi gwa nyota chigirandora bangere nbahego tisendi zero fisiri na mbere asendi zeneza ni sendi zegenda kana abaguri bakole obukarama biranye ko serikali anho ni kuri revolving fund ngaraga niyo neri ha ano home heza abana sendi so that you would them chigira ikura ibe mumuhigamla.
If you look at manifesto ya Kenya Kwanza, these are not things that are just opportunistic spring-ups. Lambo, there's a bottom-up economic agenda. Empowering young people, empowering women, making young people stand on their own. And how do they stand on their own? If you tell them to go to banks, they have no security. If you tell them to go to circles, they have no security. there is a process of identifying. It is not just getting people saying piga laini. They are identifying people who have an idea, who have a program, who have a business program, who can, you can say, me, I buy and sell cereals. And if you go to the villages there, a person who buys and sells cereals with 20, 30,000 is a lot of money. They can do business. Of course, there will be some who you will give money and the next day you see him carrying mattresses and bicycles and radios home. That is not business. But the majority, I've even been talking to people who are borrowing money from Hustler Fund. There are people who come to me and said, I have survived on Hustler Fund. Every morning I go to the market, I borrow 2,000, nanunua mboga, nauza, jioni, nimepata 400, narudisha hiyo 2,000, nimepata faida yangu naenda. And as you do that, you become more credit worth and so on. This program, it is not a Kenyan program, by the way, it's a World Bank program. It was started by World Bank. It has been piloted in many countries. And it is working. Whether it will work here, let's see. But I encourage it. I encourage our youths. Let's win our young people. Yani kwa advise our young people umbo. Chikazi che kuibo eta nyo che mu office chilindit. So nyacha accommodate for sita. Ne no halnyo le kazi ye kucha mu office nende tie nende suit. It's not the end of life. It is just an alternative. Valio ato ne kuimele siasa. Valio basolele alio msolele mutaoni muno umukikuyu. When I was in active legal practice in the 80s, na represent omsolelino kanulo mundu sibete ku street bamutimane bamutila bamupakaho aje mukoti namukholele case for free malanga kamala nekeje kumbona alinjeteho I live decently. I gave that boy 5,000 shillings in 88. Kacha kanjisi biashara ga newspaper vendor. That fellow owns in town here more than 50 matatus. From that 5,000 shillings. Nenjamukura, he brings me money as a donation. People can grow. It's a question of priorities. Olene chele fukumi, wenye obukula omukhana omulayi uche mu hoteli, na mwenye ochokole biashara. Olene chele fukumi, wenye ochopila kumubili pole, na mwenye ochokole biashara. It's a question of priorities. And you can see our communities in Gaivakisi, they have done very well in business. I'm sure you see. Community around Kenya, they have done very well in business. I encourage Sisibandu Befwe, Siakava State Hungulamia Asara, who generate wealth, who change Maisha Kefwe, a Bazereja Singapore, in a Kauleke Matawa.
Mwami, ishuru kwa sibu yango wane parting shot hiyo Reverend Protas Makonere ya hambo mbena kureva mwami tafadhali kunondakana nawe kulende shinshilangwa Religious Leaders 2024 bill ili yakaba nitya mu Senate nilo mole murongo kulondakana ndo kwimera ama debu aunde kulondakana nawe msimamo kukulea kulali chira abimrisi bawo khane bamadini balo bali betsi dini balo bali bolanga lila kono libeo.
To begin with, I've heard that before. A bill is a serikali. I think he'll sponsor the Mungatano or somebody. A National Assembly. The National Assembly, I'll give my views. I don't vote, I don't debate, but I have a view and I've got authority. Well, Bishop, no pastor. Reverend, not to worry. The Constitution of Kenya guarantees freedom of religion, freedom of worship. And it will be important to guarantee and protect those freedoms. Yes.
Yeah, parting shot you mwami.
Kholamali khwali oli maisu mwami nabono mubungo mwami na bina bwera bolali. Ori muno khuba yeta khu negotiate chi project nende president ali lukali wibile khubola kama kwa highest number of chisoko.
Yes.
And the improvements muchi KMTCs and the TVETs.
Absolutely. We have lots of KMTCs in Western. Hostels, polytechnics, hostels from affordable housing. And I see Momo Amina B because it answers your question no me president kechanga western end million chiranga no chata mbikuli chevayo school khabo mbaka dormitory worth 170 million no cha national polytechnic ya Sangalo khabo mbaka cha hostels chi accommodate abana chelefu chibili ekisiwa cha accommodate abana chelefu chibili shamberere khabo mbaka isoko mautuma khabo mbaka everywhere. Thank you, Mheshimiwa Nabi. And if you sit down, I can give you a whole catalog of what is going on in Western. Rural electrification. Bungoma alone, Holina and the rural electrification this financial year, 2 billion. Kakamega, 2.5 billion. Fiika, 2 billion. Busia, 2 billion. Taking power to the people. Electricity, to change people's lives. Lakini, vandu vefwe chisa jindala, they see things differently. What I want to finish with is, if we have a community of Western, nanje nende wabunge befwe kuba saya, na bina bwera Mheshimiwa rumire message yoyo, niye secretary we wabunge befwe. Basaya waendele kuba united, unite a community bene nafasi, who play its rightful role in terms of its numerical capacity, and intellectual capacity and ability to work with other Kenyans to change this country. Number 2, saya baba wanasiasa befwe wapungusi siasa ihulomana nende huhomana. Sikia valiosi wanasiasa akana kanali neema ku platformu na khahomile wetana mwe musalia abaseli siasa ta. After abusing wetana mwe musalia, what do you go home with? Nothing. Let's talk. Let's work together. Esendi oluno muchulukundi akhabeo wamaroka bao muliroka bao mudavadika bao mwangaleka bao, all those our leaders, they play their part and left the scene. Shakespeare said life is a stage. You come and play your role, you leave. Somebody else comes and plays his role, he leaves. Husimane khubesi indusilala. Let's be each other's keeper. Let's protect the interests of our country, unite the country by working with everybody. Saya vandu befwe bakamuombelesi mwacha straighter. President Ruto means well for us. He has shown it, he has demonstrated it. Ohole kasi naye ne wenye obomwami o support olio wesinyanga nafasi yone yola obe supported. Omolaka bolali orao kama beka baske bani nako baje babuta kamatunda. Ewe zo khabali wenya khucha khubuta kamatunda bakhurere kama beko nineko ochobuta kamatunda. And that's the paradox of life. Nolma zo lazima mbese na khalukundi nyungu yateka, then you are not a good politician.
Uremdo sana mwami Moses Masika Wetangula, speaker w'ibunge ya kitaifa khulwa khunyondo buyangu khwitsokola mulomo inefu asubuhi lero ni nyanginde khukwenya khandi labano nyondo buyangu. Asante sana. Thank you very much Murkesi we read mlembe fomo kabalia lala nende Vuka FM nende Sulu FM khulwa khunyondo buyangu khulwa khurikiresia akali akabani kalumulo mungwa nende speaker w'ibunge bado bali abakhaba inyuma wa kamera khulwa mpangilio chino cha mjadala kuno khulona kanende shinga khwabani kupanga kano ne bali mo transport mkhokali aka usafiri gidaiga khulinde bali uli kamera Moses kisha lala nende khande bali bose bakhaba ne ba alala khulula mkhokaka no katya kosi munjirani maridadi mkhongo radio mlembe FM kabalia Pamela Lula Kadima alala nende mkhongo radio ya Vuka FM Magi Asava nende mkhongo radio ya Sulu FM mwene kisondio kuka
of Manu
Manchester United umwami oboroli wa Arsenal uremdo sana
sisi ni watu ya timu kubwa ya Arsenal.
Okay, sasa uremdo sana hukena kokosi nukubola, thank you very much mbara nukubolanga